Let's get started. Here we go.
HuddleCamHD presents Back to the Basics Live, a high-definition broadcast Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. Back to the Basics is all about video conferencing, full of product line tutorials and best practices. Bring your questions for a live Q&A session in the post-show. We review online meeting and live streaming technology every week during our advanced learning sessions. And now, Back to the Basics Live.
Hey everybody, we are live and excited to be here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can actually see the chat below, and you can see live chats from both integrations from YouTube and Facebook. So we're listening to your chat. This is a live show for you. Today we're going to talk about using RS232 over USB.
Yeah, this is something a little bit new to me. I've never seen this interface on the computer, so it should be fun to learn about.
Yeah, this is a little new for me as well. The engineers, we're constantly saying, hey, what's new? What can we show up to bring to this show that's kind of interesting and different? And what I'll do is I'm going to turn our little playlist on to give you a little loop. Let's just talk about kind of the new things in this show. So we've got an on-air sign that you should be able to see. That's
fun little piece in our set.
Just added that. Let's see, I'll zoom it up just a little bit so they can see that. I think it's this one here. There's our on-air sign. It actually works, so there's a little button turning it on and off. We've got 5 cameras, I think.
We have 5 cameras in action today, including the Z cam.
We just added this camera, a little behind-the-scenes camera, so you can see on the right-hand side and the left-hand side kind of how we're streaming. We want to take people in to the show. And then we've got the zoomed-in camera shot of the camera itself that we're going to be talking about today as well. So a ton of great stuff to kind of show off a bunch of cameras. In fact, I have my next shot I'd like to show here. This is the camera here. And what we want to do is I kind of wanted to just show you guys how we're going to control it without the remote control, just over the computer. And what that is that's USB over RS232, and that allows a lot of our customers with any HuddleCamHD camera, not just the 3XA, but all of them, to control the camera simply by plugging in a USB cable. So if you have a long USB cable hundreds of feet away and the IR remote won't work, or maybe you're building the control protocol into your own custom application for a medicine cart in a telemedicine hospital or something. Lots of different ways to use it. And we have a little tool that we've developed, and it's kind of open source in a way. We can get you into that code if you want to play with it. But this is what we're going to show you today. That is the program. And if we go to this shot here, you can see my mouse there in the top left. And as I go left and right, the camera will actually control. And it's just USB. In fact, Tess, do you think we can turn the camera around and show what's plugged into it?
Absolutely.
There's some. We didn't prepare a test for that, but you can see there's only a single USB cable plugged into this computer or this camera. So that's it. And not only does that make it easy to deploy, you really can't mess it up because it's just a single USB connection to every computer has a USB connection. So you can't mess it up. It's dummy-proof, if you will. And
perfect for me.
It allows you to call presets here. So for example, if we set a preset, let's set 1, and we go over here and we hit call, it'll go back to that preset.
Automatically.
So there's preset functionality. There's speed control. So if we turn the speed up, it'll go faster. And if we turn the speed down, it'll go really, really slow. So if you do want to use this camera for like a slow sweeping shot or something.
Would your presets also go at that speed?
Let's find out.
If you wanted to set a very slow pan.
I think that functionality is actually used with the tour button.
Interesting.
And I haven't been trained on how that works yet. But there is a way to set a tour, which is a left and a right, and the camera actually tours between the two locations. But they haven't taught me how that works yet, but I've seen it done. So now we turn the speed up a little bit, and it moves a little faster. So that's essentially how it works.
That's good if you're doing like a sporting event and you need a particular pan or tilt speed.
Yeah.
Does the auto button just reset them?
The auto button, what that will do is I believe that will turn it. You know what? Let's see. What does that auto button do?
Let's find out.
Auto. That's what it does. It's exactly what you wanted. It does so if you click auto, it will go into that little tour mode based on the speed that you've set.
Perfect. There's the answer to that.
So there you go. That's how that works.
Let me get this set back up properly for our viewers. Now this camera, this is a little off topic, but this is our camera that has audio included.
Yes.
So it's a microphone as well.
Yeah, it has 2 built-in microphones in the front.
Very popular.
You can see them there. And that just gets all the cables, all the messiness out, all simplified down into one USB cable for a really affordable price. And you still have the ability to zoom in. In fact, one of the things we have not shown, which I wanted to show, was the actual video from the camera. So here's the camera here. It's 1080p, so you get great quality video there. As you can see, it looks great. And it's just actually doing a little pan, and because we have it on that auto setting, it almost pans 360 degrees. I think it stops right in the middle. Right there is where it stops. So it'll do a full 360 roughly.
Yes. The picture quality looks great. The frames per second look great. You're not seeing any skipping or shakiness or anything that were recently brought up.
Yeah, sometimes, if your USB extender's bad or if you have a bad connection or something.
No, I was talking about the commercial.
Oh, the commercial that Logitech said about.
That was my little nitpick there.
Yes, there was.
I'm happy to see some footage from the camera.
That's looking good. It looks really good, actually. So, we've got that rolling. And the camera's just been a big hit, and everyone seems to really like it. Let's turn on our lower third again. And what do we have in the pipeline for the rest of this week? Because that's pretty much our demonstration. It's great. Well, before we go on, actually, there is one other thing. It is really great, and you can kind of see here, by the way, that I like that behind-the-scenes cam.
So do I.
I'm gonna set
People don't normally go for these for production so much, I feel like. But they are really cool, and they have a great picture.
I know. They don't have pan, tilt, zoom. They're just these little...
Yeah, that's the one thing.
It's going to stay on that shot for like 15 seconds because I think it'll be a good shot. For anyone who's interested, I know a lot of people are interested in how we do our live streaming behind the scenes. I set that behind the scenes shot for 15 seconds so you can take a peek over our shoulder and see how Tess is streaming, how I'm streaming. But I was going to mention that remote control software, which is only for Windows computers currently. I'm not sure how the development is working on the Mac, but it can be used remotely with like a LogMeIn software from anywhere in the world. So you can see here this is my streaming software running, and then Tess is monitoring Facebook and YouTube. And then Tess is actually taking over the network the stream from our computer, from the main broadcast PC to her PC, and then restreaming it to Facebook.
Perfect.
It's
Wait, when you said it could be used remotely, does that answer the question that we recently had about the cruise ship production?
Yes, it does.
I mean, I know that's PTZ Optics, but...
Yeah, so a lot of our customers, because the cameras are robotic and they are pan, tilt, zoom, a lot of our customers want to be able to control them from anywhere in the world. So this is actually one easy way, because with the HuddleCam 3XA, it doesn't have a network port. So you can't plug it into the network and just access it from any computer on your network. Because it's more of a budget model where it's just USB 2, usually works for most situations, but from time to time, you put this nice camera in your conference room and you actually want to be able to maybe, it's a really important meeting. It's like all the board members are in there, but the guy from IT wants to be able to control it to make sure it's zoomed into the right person or something. And they can do that from their desk somewhere else using that software.
Perfect.
And that's pretty much it, everybody. Unless there's any other questions, I think we have a really nice new studio we got to show off a little bit, show off our new on-air side.
Exciting stuff.
And if there's no more questions, I guess we can go ahead.
We can roll the
get
credits
ready.
and then
answer
any
questions
questions afterwards.
show.
Thanks for watching,
Good
guys. Don't
idea.
forget to go ahead and join our user group, facebook.com/groups/HuddleCamHD, so we can continue the conversation with you.
Thank you for tuning in for this week's Back to the Basics Live. Your participation drives the conversation forward for technology enthusiasts around the world. Looking for more? Engage with industry professionals just like you in our Facebook user group. See you next week on Back to the Basics Live.
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah. So we cut the Facebook stream. We're just streaming to YouTube now. Looks like there might be a couple questions, but yeah, no, it's a great little tool for anyone out there. Don't forget that we do have a course on Udemy where we go into some of this stuff, and all of these videos are cataloged. So if you're a HuddleCamHD customer looking to learn more, wanting to learn something about video conferencing and some of these more advanced kind of techie things, we would love to have you there. So those courses are available on Udemy. You just got to search for HuddleCam on the Udemy site. And that will be it. So thanks to everybody for watching. Appreciate it. And we will
See you next week.
Next week.